Witches. I'm Tiffany and welcome to this episode of Bewitching.Bemused. Today we're going to talk about meditation, why it's important for you, why it's important for your craft, and how to begin. So let's start with the mundane, non-magical, why it's important for you. In recent years, there have been a plethora of legit scientific studies done that show how good meditation can be for your health, your both mental and physical. In case you're a skeptic, which is totally fine, links are down below. And those are just a few examples, not even all of them. So for me, mental health is something that's super important. I have bipolar disorder. I have generalized anxiety disorder. These are both diagnosed by doctors. I'm not just saying that for, mental illness cred. So mental and emotional health are super important to me, and they do play a role in my craft. I will say this, and I'll probably say it 1,000 times more in upcoming videos. I'm not a mental health professional. I'm not a doctor. I'm not giving advice on how to cure things, but this will definitely help. People with depression and anxiety, such as myself, tend to deal with invasive thoughts and poor framing. Now, I'm not going to delve super deeply into these because, once again, not a mental health professional, but also because this video is not about psychology. This video is about meditation. Let me put it on the level for somebody who maybe hasn't struggled with mental illness will understand. And we've all had the moment trying to go to sleep. And what pops into your head? But that time at your junior high school dance, you asked that guy to dance and he was like, ugh. Or like 100 million other things that we're all so freaking embarrassed about. That's an invasive thought. You start to dwell on it. That's the other issue, is dwelling. Well, what meditation helps you to learn is how to have the thought, don't dwell on it, just release it, let it go. Now again, I'm not saying this is a cure for those things, not by any means, but I know for me personally, anecdotal evidence, that's all this is. Daily meditation has helped more for my anxiety than anything else. It has also definitely helped with my depressive episodes as somebody with bipolar disorder. But again, it's not a cure, but it is very beneficial. I'm just trying to cover all my disclaimer bases. Nobody sue me. Okay, thanks. At the end of the day, nothing and no one can help you as much as an actual mental health professional. That said, how can this help you physically? Well, here's the thing, and I'm going to be massively oversimplifying here, but when you're stressed, your body releases a hormone called cortisol. And what cortisol does, when it's released in small doses, it's good. You should have certain levels of cortisol in your system. I'm not going to go in depth there, because we don't have time for that. But if you are somebody who deals with a lot of stress in life, and you don't handle it well, you don't have good coping mechanisms, whatever the case is, if you have a heightened level of cortisol consistently over long periods, it's very detrimental to your health. It can cause issues with your sleep, weight gain, diabetes, heart problems, anything, IBS, there's another one. Any health issues related to stress, and just Google that, health issues related to stress, you will find so many can be helped or kind of avoided maybe. I don't want to say any for sure is black and white. It's not. But look at all those health issues related to stress and just know that meditation can help you avoid those. Now, when it comes to the magical, because that's what we're all here for, a super important part of any process, whether you're just laying in bed and sending a wish out to the universe, or you are doing a full-blown ritual spell, your intention and your focus on that intention are crucial to making it work. We're all witches. We know this. I'm not telling you anything new there. But I hear so many people, witches and non-witches, go, I don't want to meditate. It's so boring. Or I did it. Yeah, but I don't do it that often. Whatever. But here's why it's important to your craft. So the same thing I mentioned earlier about invasive thoughts, avoiding them or finding ways to release them, meditation is an exercise in that. So you work on that exercise in meditation specifically, so you just naturally do it in your day-to-day life. That's why it helps with my anxiety, and that's why it helps with your spellcraft. If you're working on a spell for a job interview to make it go well, and you're doing your whatever it is you're doing for it, and you're visualizing and you're picturing like the interviewer laughs at something witty you said, and then you get the acceptance email, and then the first day of work, and you're visualizing all of these things. But in the back of your mind, you're also like, did I feed the dog earlier? I gotta remember to pay my insurance after this. That thing that John said earlier was hilarious. Like, I don't care what it is you're thinking, but you shouldn't be thinking those, right? You should be focused on your one intent. So that sums up why meditation is important. Again, I'm really oversimplifying. If you guys want more information, or if you don't already know it, let me know. I might expound upon this later in another video, but this is a little quick thing. So I was actually really surprised to find, from talking to people, not from like a statistical thing or whatever, but I was surprised to find how many people don't know how to meditate. Or they give up on meditating so early because they're just like, well, thoughts kept popping up into my mind. And I'm like, bro, it's okay. We're not all Ron Swanson who drops in on a meditation class and is just boom, empty brain. It doesn't work like that. The human brain doesn't work like that. I mean, you could be doing meditation daily for a decade and still have thoughts pop up in your head. Just chill out a little bit. Okay. Meditation helps you build a skill that you cannot rush the process on, and you can't cheat it either. You just gotta sit down and do it. But the good news is, when you start off, 5 minutes a day. That's it. That's not that bad. So let me have you start there. If you're somebody who has a really just a lot of things firing off in your brain at all times, you might want to start with guided meditation, because the regular form, it is very simple, but it might be frustrating for you at first. And there's nothing wrong with that. Eventually, I say move beyond guided meditation. It's great for relaxation, but eventually you got to get the other person's voice out of your head. That said about guided meditation, here's what I recommend and what works for me. I recommend you do it sitting. You don't really want to lay down. If you're like me, you might doze off, but you want to be comfortable, if you're comfortable standing, there are dozens of ways you can start meditation. You can picture a candle flame with your eyes closed. You can have your eyes open and actually watch a candle flame. You can focus on your breath. You can try to force yourself to stay completely still, don't move a muscle, and just be aware of your body, your physical body. You can, it's focus on a color, focus on a word, have a mantra that you say. The possibilities are endless. That's something you can Google, you can experiment with, or just pick one of the ones I just listed and do it. Choose your focus. Hold it in your mind's eye. Other thoughts are going to pop in. This is where people get frustrated. They're gonna pop in. Your job is to become aware that you're having the thought and then push it out of your mind. The point is to realize that you're having the thought. Acknowledge it, don't get angry with yourself, and let it go. Because you'll start to notice your mind will wander somewhere, and you'll be on that train of thought for a good minute before you go, oh crap, I'm thinking about something. And that's what you're there to fix, is to have that realization sooner and let it go faster and easier. And don't punish yourself for it. Just, okay, it's gone. Goodbye. That is the point of meditation. That is what is going to help you strengthen your craft and strengthen your intentions. And like I said, you only have to start off with maybe 5 minutes a day. The most important thing about it is consistency. Not how long you do it for, but how often you do it. Daily. Daily, 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 daily. Now, if you can only do 5 minutes a day, there is another kind of supplemental mindfulness you can do with it, either because you feel like you aren't getting enough meditation time or just because you want to, because this is actually something that's really, really good for you to do, is practicing mindfulness. It's just a matter of practicing being in the moment, which realistically, as a witch, you should already be doing. That is just so important, not only to your craft and your spell work, like I said, but also in finding appreciation, communing with nature, reading signs and synchronicities, picking up on the subtleties of the universe. You can't do that if you're distracted. It's the same thing as you're not going to do those things if you're constantly on your phone, you know? Although you should be on your phone right now watching this video. Whatever. But part of being mindful is just being there. So if you're eating, you don't always have to be talking to somebody else. You don't always have to be watching TV while you're eating. You can take a moment to just acknowledge, like feel the weight of the fork in your hand. Feel the texture of the food in your mouth, the temperature of it. How does it taste? You know, try to seek out every spice that you know is in there. Focus on what you're doing in the moment. That's all I have for today. If you have any questions, please leave them down below. Feel free to email me, like and subscribe, share this with your witchy friends. I haven't thought of a cute sign-off slogan yet, so in the meantime, just beep you. Good energy towards you. I don't know, that was cringy, I'm sorry.